and I've talked with Monique about this, there's a lot of people incorrectly that are posing trauma as something that, can be fixed. And for me, and I'd like to hear your thoughts on it, it's an ongoing process. You use I think the phrase that trauma marks you, and it does mark you. It's in your body. And I think that it needs ongoing care. Your thoughts on that?
Firstly, I would just caution about using the word trauma to mean one thing. So sometimes here's the goal in a sense. Like if you talk to someone, and Bessel van der Kolk has a great video of this. Here's a woman who talks about a car crash. And you can see in the first video when she talks about the car crash, she's in the car crash. The physiology, the speech pattern, everything is like she's right there. She's reliving it while talking about it. She goes on a course of EMDR, talks about the car crash again. She's narrating a memory this time. Mm-hmm. So, the memory will never be gone. And the consequences of whatever happened, which may be other than psychological, will remain there. I mean, the car is still crashed, right? Mm-hmm. But that's what we might call a single incident adult trauma. And something like EMDR can do a huge amount to make that complete what the mammal wants to complete. So let me just take a small sidebar. I would define trauma as an incomplete response to an earlier threat. To answer your question, like, can you heal trauma? You can probably complete the reaction to a car crash, and like 90-something% it's done, and maybe even 100, because the biology is complete, the body is complete, the memory's there, but it sat upon an adult architecture that was in good shape in the first place. It disturbed the physiology. You complete the physiology, you're done. Now, take a car crash as a 2-year-old and have a car crash every day. How's that going to work out? Layer upon layer upon layer of adaptation and incomplete response. And then you start to be a different person. You start to be a bit different biology, a different brain. Then you start to have different relationships. And those relationships start to be grooved into what you adapt to think is normal.
Right.
So one of the problems with what we call trauma is that when it happens when we're young, or when it happens in a relational setting. So, a car crash is one thing, but if the car crash is your mother every day, then what are you learning about relationships, care, love? And then how's that going to repeat for you as an adult, et cetera, et cetera? So unwinding all of that,